All right, so I'm going to start working on a video that is the working title is the sense-making matrix of the new emerging media landscape, where I took about 15 minutes and just jotted down some people that I use and trust in terms of making sense of the world that operate mostly on decentralized media or social media. So mostly YouTube, but also some alternate YouTube sites and Twitter as well. But again, mostly on YouTube. And the idea is trying to think through, who is worthwhile in terms of spending your time and attention on in terms of making sense of this world. And I jotted down about 30, 40 names, took about 15 minutes, and I tried to break them off into sections to kind of get in a cartography of this new emerging landscape. And I'm going to share a couple of the names here with you. And I'd like, if you can, or if you have some folks, and this is not an exhaustive list at all, and most of y'all will have heard of most of, if not all of the people on here or the podcasts, please share in the comments some people that you use as a trustworthy source of sense making here in 2022. So this will be a longer, broader video that I'm going to be working on. So your input is greatly appreciated. So on top, I have these sections just broadly meaning, right? I have alt woke, the new right, which are kind of, a lot of these are connected or they have general overlaps. So meaning making, alt woke, the new right, meta political, meta media, meta medical, new comedy, orthodoxy and Orthodox adjacent, and those are kind of the categories that I have right now. So I'll give you a brief description of the folks that I have in each category so far. So in terms of meaning, I have Jordan Peterson, and this reflects from my consciousness, from my perspective, what I use and what kind of is drawn, what I'm drawn towards, and it's not exhaustive again. So Jordan Peterson, all right, in terms of meaning making, he also could be in alt woke. Joe Rogan as well. I had him in kind of in between these categories. I have Ian McGilchrist. I have Jonathan Peugeot in terms of meaning. Slavoj Žižek, John Vervaeke. I have Paul Vanderklay. I see Paul Vanderklay as a very important voice, a sort of integrator, a sort of, kind of a wise, thoughtful, heartfelt, communicator of a lot of these ideas. I have Rebel Wisdom. Rebel Wisdom was kind of placed in a bunch of these categories here. I think they're doing really great work. I have Thaddeus Russell from, I think it's Unregistered podcast. I have John David Ebert, who does a lot of work in philosophy and psychology and kind of the esoteric science. I have Eric Weinstein in the meaning section here with his podcast, The Portal. I'm not sure that he's going to continue it, but I think he's there. A couple others, Then and Now, which is a sort of philosophy meaning making channel. Hermetics is another one of these channels. And then in alt woke, I have Benjamin Boyce, James Lindsay, Yokel Distance. I have Slavoj Žižek in this category as well. I have Sovereign Nations, it's a podcast. Douglas Murray, the folks at Trigonometry. I also have Jimmy Dore, Glenn Greenwald, Matt Taibbi, Barry Weiss, Gad Sad, and I placed Libs of TikTok in there for some reason as well. So that is the alt woke. In the new right, have Curtis Yarvin, Michael Knowles, Dave Rubin, Glenn Beck, and a few others, right? There's a lot more popular ones out there, but these are kind of came top of mind. And in terms of meta-political, I have the Stoa, I have the Rebel Wisdom in there again. I have Keith Woods, I have Curtis Yarvin, I have Michael Millerman, I have Justin Murphy, Jordan Hall, Daniel Schmachtenberger. I have Brett Weinstein in this category as well. Metamedical, I have just a handful of folks here. Please feel free to add some again in the comments. Metamedical, I have Dr. John Campbell, the Dark Horse Podcast, Dr. Chris Mortensen, Dr. Mobain Syed, Dr. Bean. In the Metamedia category, I have Tim Pool, Project Veritas, Styx, Hex, and Hammer, We Are Change YouTube channel. I have Breaking Points, Russell Brand, Jimmy Dore's in there, and then Anomaly as well. In Orthodox and Orthodox Adjacent, I have the Orthodox Ethos. Father Peter Here's in here. I have Jonathan Peugeot. I have the Lord of Spirits podcast in here. I have my brother Cyprian in here. Used to go by Vin Armani. Jay Dyer and the Church of the Eternal Logos in here. Brother Augustine. Gospel Simplicity. Alistair Roberts. And there's plenty of others that I can think of for that section there. But these are the general sections that kind of came to me as I was categorizing these sense makers. Again, meaning making, alt woke, new right, metapolitical, orthodox and orthodox adjacent, meta media, meta medical, new comedy, and please share with me any other categories you think should be on this list. Any other people you think should be on this list? Maybe some folks that we're not aware of and people would be interested in. Anybody that you feel shouldn't be on this list. So it's kind of a broader project I'm potentially working on to put together a presentation here. It's mostly obviously from my perspective, but I think, it sort of could have called this mapping out this corner of the internet or something like that. But anyways, just a quick one to pop on and get some ideas from you guys. And I hope you are well, and I will see you guys next time.